Hey guys, Clint here again. Former police officer. I used to work for the RCMP. Did it for a bunch of years. Want to talk about something. I'm in the shower and I'm thinking, I'm getting tired of talking about death and shootings, and can't I talk about something different? A little bit more happy? So I started thinking about my RCMP PARE test that I took years ago. You know that it's like an obstacle course that you take, that you need to take in order to get an interview by the RCMP, and you have to pass it. You have to pass this obstacle course. Started thinking in the shower, I'm going to talk about this because there's one thing that I did. I almost failed it because of this one thing, and it is the easiest thing not to do, and I want to share it with you. It's the simplest thing ever, and I'm going to tell you exactly what not to do when you go to the PARE test. I was also thinking in the shower, I shouldn't say what I'm about to say, but I feel like I'm heated, okay? I'm a little heated right now. Did I just make that sound? I'm in the shower, doing. I'm in the shower, and I'm starting to think about a conversation that me and the wife had last night. This Saturday, we want a babysitter, okay? We want a babysitter so we can go out without the kids. So I know I'm probably going to edit this, by the way. Wife is not going to be happy with me talking about this, but the wife, she tells me we got a babysitter for Saturday. She messages the mom, can your daughter babysit again on Saturday? 2 weeks ago, this girl babysat, okay? Babysat from, it was something like 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock at night. 8 hours. We gave her $120. $120. We got a 7-year-old and 10-year-old. 10-year-old just plays video games. 7-year-old, she colors shit. Not a difficult job. We paid her well. I think that's well, isn't it? $120. So last night, the wife messages the babysitter mom. The babysitter mom responds, she wants to know how much money she's going to get. She wants to know how much money she's going to get. That was their response. Was 120 not good last time? Was that not a good payment? I know it's not the kid's fault. She probably said to mom, well, you know, who knows? Maybe the kid said something like, well, you tell them. I need to know how much money they're willing to give me to babysit their kids. Before I say yes, I need to know. Let's say that happened. I couldn't imagine if my 10-year-old boy said, Dad, you need to ask them. Ask them, how much money are they willing to give me? Then I'll make my decision. No, you are babysitting. And you shouldn't get over $50. That's what I would say to my kid. There's no way in hell I'm going to message the other mom and say my kid wants to know how much she's going to get. And it's not like she's doing anything. She sits there. There's no cleaning dirty dishes or anything like that. She just sits there. I'm not going to say babysitting's easy because I babysit all the time. I babysit my kids all the time. I'm retired. I babysit. That's all I do is babysit. People say, no, it's not babysitting. It's when it's your own kids, it's parenting. No, it's babysitting. Okay. It's not difficult, but it is annoying. Do you know how many times I've been interrupted trying to work on my podcast here? They just bust in.
Look it. Daddy, look it. It's a rainbow.
That's not it?
Cables everywhere. What is this? So unnecessary. Makes it look not good. Like, he needs to hide his cables. Like, oh my god. At least put the recorder under the desk. My god. what is this? It's like, bruh. There's just a random thing, and then there's a piece of paper, and there's a laptop with a thing of some dude. It was so much better. I can't get over how much better my gaming setup is.
Hi. Hi.
Stop.
Stop.
How do you think do you think they're overreacting about the coronavirus?
The other day for absolutely no reason. Well, I guess he had a reason, but my boy busts in. He says one thing while I'm in the middle of a sentence. A good sentence. Dad, I lost my anus in warfare. I don't even, what are you talking, what? And then he walks away. Opens up the door and says that. Shuts the door, walks away. So, it's not that it's a difficult job. It's just a little annoying. How much money am I going to get? I have to sit there and watch them. They take care of themselves. How much money? I don't want her babysitting now. I'd rather not do anything Saturday than have that babysitter come over. And I know the wife, if she does babysit, I know the wife is going to now pay her a couple $100 for like 8 hours. I know it. And no. So I messaged my cousin. See if she replied. No, I'd rather not go out. I'd rather stay home. I would rather stay home than have... Why am I even talking like this? Because there's no way I can use this. The mom's going to see it. Maybe the mom needs to see it. No way in hell would I ever message another parent. She wants to know. My kid. My boy wants to know how much money he's going to get before we accept your offer. The kid doesn't even work. She should be happy with $50. How about $20? And a free meal. How about that? Anyways, so I just got heated in the shower. And I thought, why not talk to somebody about it? Because I made mention that we need to do some firing, but I know that's not going to happen. PARE test. You're probably wondering, why don't you just talk about the PARE test? Just tell me the tip right away so I don't have to listen to you for the next 10, 15 minutes. I have to tell you the story. If I tell you what the tip is right away, you're just going to shut off and go, oh yeah, that's easy. No, you have to hear the story. The story is important. So you're an RCMP applicant. You got to do a bunch of things, right? When I was an RCMP applicant, I had to go to the college and I had to prove that I could type 18 words per minute. Yeah, that's what I did. And I got a certificate and all for my application because I passed the test. I finally passed the test. Let's talk about the test for a second, okay? First year I take the test, I fail it. Second year I take the test, I fail it. Third year I take it. This is where it gets a little foggy. I don't know if I passed or failed it, but I think I failed it. After that, because I'm so... So after that, I get a tutor in math and English because those were the subjects that I was not doing good at. So I got a tutor, went back to school kinda, took a course, and I wrote the test a fourth time. And I passed it. I was excited. I called them up. I said, hey, I passed. They said, no, you're a white guy. It's not going to happen for you this year. And then I took it again. I did even better. I got right up there in the marks. Nope, still wasn't good enough for a white guy. Took it 5 times. That's my 5th time. And I'm like, I'm not going to become a cop. I'm not going to become a cop. And guess what happened? Guess what they did? They changed the test, which was a nightmare for me because I knew that test inside out now. I knew the questions on it. I was getting really good at it. And they changed the test, completely overhauled the RCMP test. And I took it for the 6th time, the new test, and got the same letter back. Still not good enough. And then a year had passed. You could take it every year back then. I think you still can. Well, maybe they've reduced it to 6 months. I don't know. But a year had passed. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I worked at Shaw Cable. And one day, and I rented a basement suite, one day the people upstairs said, "Hey, Clint, there's some mail for you. It came a couple months ago." And it was from the RCMP saying, "Your score is good enough. Please hand in an application package." I just about shit myself because I had it in my head I was never going to become a cop. And so I started getting my application package together. One of those things that I needed to do was take the PARE test, the obstacle course in Nanaimo. I was deathly afraid of the PARE test. Deathly afraid of it. I researched everything I could about the PARE test. PARE test, it's basically an obstacle course where you run around this course. You go up some stairs and down some stairs. You got to do this course 6 times. You jump over things. Okay, you jump over a mat, a 5-foot mat. Okay, it's not a 6-foot mat. It's 5 feet.
6-foot mat.
You might have heard differently. 5 feet, not 6 feet. It's 5 feet. It's a 5-foot mat. Do not listen to people like the most powerful RCMP member in the force right now. It's 5 feet. 5. It's not 6.
6 foot.
My 10-year-old could jump 5 feet. Long jump, 5 feet. Easy. But, okay. So, I'm dreading it. My dad's excited. Me and my dad, we drive down. We drive about an hour to go to this course one morning. And we get there. And I'm like, wow, there's the PARE test. It was like a big moment. It was a big deal. And I want to practice a little bit before I start doing it. And the instructor's there. And I go up to the push-pull. There's a push-pull. Can't remember, 70, 80 pounds or something. And you push it in. And you have to do 6 arcs. And you just walk. Walk with it while you push it in. Then after that, you pull this rope. You pull the weight. And you walk with it with an arc. I go up to the machine. And I go to push it in. And I can't push it in. It doesn't move an inch. And I'm like, holy shit. What is going on here? Like, I'm not that weak. Like, it doesn't matter how strong I am. But I'm not that weak, am I? And as I'm trying to push it in, my dad tells me this later. The instructor says to him, he can take it next month. If he fails it today, he can take it next month, and he can take it again. It was kind of a somber moment for my dad. Like, there's no way in hell I'm going to pass it, okay? So I start the PARE test. I do the 6 obstacle things. I look at this push-pull, and I go at it with an extreme amount of force, everything in me. And I hit that push, and I'm pushing it in. It's all the way in, and I start doing my arcs. And my feet are going like this, okay? They're slipping. It was like I'm doing the moonwalk while I'm doing it, but I'm determined. And then I pull the rope, the weight, and I do the 6 arcs. Do a frontwards moonwalk. No shit. And I pass it. I get under 445. It was one of the happiest moments of the application process that I ever went through. And I wondered, why did I have so much difficulty? This is why. Don't do this. No, do this, but don't do this. A year later passes, and I fly into Regina. I'm going to Depot, and it's on a Saturday. And I do a little tour of Depot. Somebody gives me a tour. And we go to the gymnasium. There's the PARE test. I haven't seen the PARE test in a year. And I'm still like afraid. And I don't know why. I suck so bad at it last time. And there's the push-pull. So I go up to the push-pull. I push it in. It's nothing. It's a feather. It is so light to me. And I realized it's my shoes. I could have pushed it in with one hand. My shoes were planted. They weren't moving. There was no moonwalk. It was my shoes. My shoes were too slippery. Years later, like 7 or 8 years later, I went to the PARE test, and I seen some applicants doing the PARE test, and I seen this girl. Same thing. She was practicing before she started her test. She went to push in the weight, and her feet kept on going like that. I knew she was going to fail. Number 1 tip. Shoes. What kind of shoes? Let's say volleyball shoes. Get a pair of volleyball shoes. Let's say you go to the PARE test and you have that problem. You push in the push-pull, and the shoes that you have, you're slipping. Take off your shoes and take off your socks and do the PARE test. You're better off. Or take off your socks, put your shoes back on. When you do the 6 laps, kick off your shoes so you have sticky feet on the gym floor. I wish somebody would have told me that. Shoes. There's nothing simpler. And when you do the push, don't stand up and push it. Lean. Lean as much as you can. Like a 45, you lean that much. Don't stand up and push it. Lean that much. Go on your tippy toes. Easy. It's easy. I don't even know if you have to work out for it, really. Just wear good shoes. You'll do fine. And don't go crazy. And don't smoke before the test. Okay? Don't do that. I don't recommend that. Thanks. Hey, subscribe. Can you subscribe, please? Subscribe to my channel. I got like 30 subscribers. It's been 30 for the past week. Just subscribe. I want to talk about the pre-employment polygraph test one of these days. I was in recruiting for 4 months. I know what I'm talking about. Subscribe. You're going to want to hear it. And don't smoke. I don't even smoke. I don't even know why I'm doing that. I guess I'm trying to be funny.